A huge blow to New Year's Eve celebrations.
The city's set to look like a ghost town tonight. No crowds allowed. The foreshore off limits. COVID restrictions extended. Health chiefs on edge, scrambling to stop the spread.
Breaking the rules, partygoers fined thousands for flouting health orders on a wild night.
Explosions and evacuations as fire tears through an industrial building at Eastwood.
8 times over the limit. A woman's shocking breath test result, one of the highest recorded.
Illegal fireworks warning. The shocking scenes on the street at Punchbowl.
And India shoots down Australia's Top Gun to close in on the second test.
Live from Sydney, 7 News with Michael Usher and Angela Cox.
Good evening. Sydney's biggest party, our New Year's Eve celebrations, has effectively been shut down. Crowds banned, everyone told to stay at home and watch it on TV.
A potential super spreading event has health authorities on high alert as restrictions are extended across the outbreak zone on the northern beaches.
Sydney's New Year's Eve fizzer.
We know it's not the New Year's that all of us hoped it would be.
The fireworks are on, but the crowds are off. Even the 5,000 firefighters and health heroes who'd been invited to front row seats.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel that. We don't want any crowds on the foreshores whatsoever.
Woollahra, Waverley and Balmain councils have already said they'll lock off traditional vantage points. Meanwhile, the CBD will be locked down, and unless you can provide proof of a restaurant reservation,
nobody should be in the CBD at all.
As for this bit,
I know that's normally an emotional time where we like to kiss and hug everybody around us. Can I just ask for absolute restraint? I haven't hugged my parents since February. That's just me. We don't want to create any super spreading events on New Year's Eve.
The message: celebrate in the suburbs, and here's how. For the northern end of the beaches, the lockdown's been extended until Saturday week. Nobody in, nobody out, unless essential. Outdoor gatherings only and limited to 5, except for New Year's Eve, when you can have 5 from the zone into your home. For the southern end, the lockdown continues until Saturday. Again, nobody in or out. Outdoor gatherings only, with a maximum of 10, except for Thursday, when you can host 10 same zone guests inside. For Greater Sydney, effective immediately, outdoor gatherings have been cut to a maximum of 50, but you can still have 10 visitors a day. The same rules apply for New Year's Eve. But
if you have the mildest of symptoms, do not attend any of those events.
I did have something planned for the city, but that's no big deal now.
Nothing. Stay at home.
More than 15,000 were tested yesterday, uncovering 5 more cases, but all linked to known sources. The big headache mystery cases, which have come out of nowhere. 3 of them were here at the Belrose Hotel, but none at the same time.
Who spread it to whom? We are following up a couple of other people that might have had early onsets, but that also hasn't led us anywhere.
However,
we're not seeing lots of mystery cases, say, in Blacktown, Parramatta, Liverpool. So there's no evidence that this is spread out of the northern suburbs in any number.
There's also been another COVID death, a man in his 70s who fell ill in March and never fully recovered. He passed away just before Christmas, taking the state's death toll to 56. On the Narrabeen Bridge, the border between the beach's northern and southern zones, reports some are making a rat run to shop at Warringah Mall.
It is extremely dangerous for you to do that in the current situation. Stay in your zone.
But this morning, the beaches did what they do best, with big numbers for sun and sand.
We decided to get out of the house for a little while and have a hamburger.
And with the long list of venue alerts now stretching as far afield as Casula, there were good numbers too for testing at Preston's. More worrying, long queues of bargain hunters at DFO Homebush, with police crowd control on hand, as retail therapy again proved Sydney's latest cure for the COVID Christmas blues.
Believe me, we all need a better 2021.
And Molly Hogan joins us now. Molly, good evening to you. It's already quiet at McMahon's Point, and it's going to stay that way.
Well, Michael, that is the hope. There's hardly anyone down here this evening, and authorities want to see even less on New Year's Eve. Instead, everyone enjoying the fireworks display through the TV. We heard from the Chief Health Officer today, call today's testing numbers modest. Dr. Kerry Chant wants to see those figures go up and stay high. We know that authorities will take high testing rates into consideration when it comes to making a decision about further easing the restrictions. Now, those restrictions imposed on the northern beaches are the strictest in the country for the New Year's celebration. The ones for the southern end will be revised on the 2nd of January, and they could have those lifted before their northern neighbours. Michael?
Molly Hogan there on the harbour, thank you.
Despite the growing COVID cluster, more people have been caught ignoring public health orders. Almost a dozen people have been fined after police broke up a wild house party in Bondi, while a group of Northern Beaches residents fled lockdown to attend a wedding.
A wedding with some unwanted guests. Police crashed this event at Dalton House last night after a tip-off a group from the Northern Beaches was there when they should have been at home. The venue was following COVID rules, but 9 wedding guests have been fined. Another 3 can expect the same penalty, $1,000 each for breaking the rules. A North Bondi party also came at a cost, $11,000 in fines for COVID breaches. This video shows people at the same house partying hard just a week earlier. Neighbours are fed up.
Everybody has been told the right thing, everybody's trying to do the right thing, and then there are people openly flouting regulations. We've got family abroad and we haven't been able to see them, and these idiots are able to party.
Until police turned up on Saturday night, 2 residents and 9 guests each copped a $1,000 fine.
Hopefully that will curb the behaviour and force them to adhere to the laws that we're all adhering to, but we'll wait and see.
A Newtown restaurant owner was fined $5,000 on December 23 for having 27 people too many inside, a crowd outside and no COVID-safe plan. A restaurant in Campbelltown was caught exceeding its capacity by at least 15 people on Christmas Eve. The same night, a Collaroy woman was fined for travelling to Bligh Park.
I think all of us have had a gut full of people doing the wrong thing.
Like those who attended this Byron Bay beach party, hundreds of people and no social distancing. Police also broke up an illegal gathering here in Centennial Park on Friday night. Most of the crowd got away, but 2 men were fined. One of them had already been moved on by officers from a wild beach party at Bronte earlier that day. The same gathering authorities fear could have been a super-spreading party. One of many events now of concern. Ashley Hansen, 7 News.
Dozens of Eastwood residents and diners at a restaurant have been evacuated after fire broke out in a nearby garage. Cars were destroyed as explosions shocked onlookers, and firefighters rushed to contain the blaze.
Monster flames flare.